Well, howdy everybody out there. It's your favorite cowboy Dylan here. I don't know what that intro was. Holy shit, I apologize. Anyway, welcome back to the daily news that more is like weekly news at this point. But, I digress. Welcome to the news. Now, we'll talk about whatever's in the title, probably update on Jade Cargill's AEW contract or something like that. But before we get there, we got other topics to talk about. So, just sit back, relax. As a t-shirt says, chin up. No, I'm not going to steal gimmicks. But anyway, we're going to get into the other topics now. Oh, wait. Ha! I fooled you. We're not getting into anything right now except for the fact that if you want to check out anything mentioned, all the sources will be in the description below, as well as the websites I use. If they ask to hot tag to something, click any of the links in the description below to find the hot tags to the actual podcast. If there's any mention, I don't know if they are or not. And I think that covers everything. If it doesn't, editing Dylan exists for a reason. Sunny Kiss's reaction to her AEW departure. Kiss has since appeared in Busted Open Radio podcast. I guess they're podcasts. Anyway, Busted Open Radio. And she admitted she was shocked when AEW informed her in late August that her deal wasn't being renewed. Sunny said, "When I got the call, I was shocked. Every single time I got sent to TV, I was there." Okay, let's make sure that said there. "I was there hours before doors opened. I worked my ass off every single week to make sure that this didn't happen. So it's heartbreaking. I would beg sometimes to go on TV. Can I go just to train with Dustin, please?" That's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to hear when somebody's got passion for your business and they just want a spot on TV. They're not asking for much. I mean, they're technically contracted, so they can't get any more money, I'm pretty sure. They're just asking because they're in passion. It's heartbreaking to hear that shit. I hope you do well wherever you go, though, Sunny Kiss, and it's a shame they got rid of you. You would have been... Don't take this how it's going to sound, but, even if they didn't have plans for you on, a Dynamite or something, you would have been great for, Collision or Rampage or Ring of Honor, and then eventually working you into the main event scene. You'd be great. It's a shame. Alright. Did you know that the Ring of Honor faction adds a new member? That's right. The Ring of Honor faction underneath Shane Taylor. I think it's literally called the Shane Taylor franchise, or am I thinking of Shane Douglas? Is it Shane? Okay, I'm not going to figure that out. Sorry, I didn't give myself enough time to figure that out. But Shane Taylor was in action against Lee Johnson on the September 14th edition of Ring of Honor TV on Honor Club. Not promoting them, just I never know how to get a hold of, how to watch Ring of Honor, so since I figured it out, yeah. Anyway, and ultimately Shane Taylor was able to pick up the win after Lee Moriarty headed to ringside and distracted Lee Johnson. Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty were then interviewed together later on ROH TV, and the former television champion announced that it was time to make history, unveiling Moriarty as the last member of Shane Taylor. There we go, Shane Taylor Promotions, not production, sorry. Promotions. The Rock says a lot of stuff about his WrestleMania 39 match that didn't happen. So, just spoiler alert for SmackDown real quick. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. So, The Rock ended up showing up on SmackDown and ended up having a little thing with Austin Theory where he rock bottomed Austin Theory. No, he gave him the spine buster. He didn't give him the rock bottom. And he gave him people's elbow. And that was really freaking cool. I bet that was an awesome moment for Austin Theory. And Pat McAfee did too. But before that, he was on the Pat McAfee show either earlier on today or earlier on this week. I don't remember. And when he was on the show, he revealed a little something that we all kind of presumed. Ready? Alright, quote, "The Rock headlining WrestleMania with Roman Reigns, SoFi Stadium. That was locked. We were doing it. We were doing it." I kind of like this Rock voice. I'm going to keep it going. "But let me just tell you. So, about in the beginning of 2022, Nick Khan, very good friend. He was very instrumental in bringing Vince and I together. We all flew to LA. We met. We set. This is the beginning of 2022. We broke out some type of an alcohol. His alcohol. I can never say it for the life of me. We toasted life. We toasted the business that we love. About an hour later, we started talking about the potential of this match. It could be between myself and Roman Reigns headed to WrestleMania. SoFi. He loves to promote SoFi a lot. Like the stadium. He continues later on. We shook hands. I like this rock voice I'm doing. That's nothing like it. Anyway. We shook hands and we hugged right there. All three of us at the table. And said, let's do this. So then we had a year to really think about it. So the North Star thought, which I guess was like your leading thought. But, hey, Jabroni, did you just interrupt the rock? Sorry. All right. The North Star thought was, okay, let's not do something good. Let's not do something great. Let's do something unprecedented. It helps if I get my words right. It's because I don't have the rock voice on. It was, and what can we create for the fans that have never been done before? A match. Great. Roman. Incredible athlete. He's going to be on the Mount Rushmore. Super handsome. Good dude. My cousin. Family. Amazing. We can have the match. But the bigger thought was, what can we do for the fans and the business that we love? Where WrestleMania isn't the end of something, it's actually the beginning of something bigger. He continues also later on, We got really close, but we couldn't actually know what the thing was, The Rock said. So we decided to put our pencils down. Then we agreed, hey, listen, there's a merger coming up. Eventually that will happen. Then there's WrestleMania in Philadelphia. He raises his eyebrow and faces the crowd when he says that. I'm saying that that's a potential too. I'm open. My cat just fell. Holy crap. She didn't fall out of dangers, but she just fell off a box like a silly kitty. Anyway, I'm open. But again, let's figure out what that is. The fans deserve something just incredible and unprecedented. Not only that, but I want to deliver to that locker room and the boys and girls back there that are working their asses off. What can we do to put them in a position where they're part of something that is a new change, an era in this world of pro wrestling? Vince is just a picture thinker. And this is why we've gotten along for years, just trying to think big picture, so we'll see. There's a lot to break down in that. I feel like before today, I would have been like, oh, well, that sucks. We didn't get to see that match. But I guess they're either going to continue to tease it like they always do, or we're just never going to get it or something like that. But after we saw something tonight, I was like, do they have something in the bag they're just not telling us about? Because he mentioned Philadelphia kind of like casually, but at the same time, if he mentions this in less than 24 hours of doing this podcast, has a segment with Pat McAfee on SmackDown, then is this the start of something new? Sorry. I don't know why High School Musical and wrestling. I don't make the connection. But anyway, next segment. Here's our one-off segment of the evening. David Brown. I don't know why I called him David Brown. Apologies. Dave Brown will make his return to October 21st episode of AEW Collision. For those of you who don't know and have never watched Memphis wrestling a day in your life, sorry, that sounded cynical, but genuine if you haven't watched it. Dave Brown was one of the announcers, probably one of the more famous announcers for Memphis wrestling. I think it's technically Mid-South Coliseum. But I digress. Very famous announcer for them. Trish Stratus. Dropped my phone. Whoa, it's time to drop your phone. Whoa. Trish Stratus saw Becky Lynch feud as a chance for, quote, LeBron versus Jordan style fantasy clash. During a recent appearance at GAW TV, WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus opened up about how she first connected with the man. We started to interact. WWE came to Canada. They asked me to host the Canadian shows. I knew I'd be interacting with her on this show, so we just started talking a little something online. A little Twitter war, so to speak. I remember people were raving like, ooh, this is so exciting. And there's always those dream matches and fantasy matchups. And I don't think anyone ever really put Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus together. That's true. That's true. Nobody ever put that together. Anyway, it took a year before we finally got to go at each other. And we got to... Sorry, I added at each other. Hold on. It took a year before we finally got to each other. And we got to team with each other. Why can't I never read? Which was great to be it was great to be alongside her. She's great. So of course, you watch a little closer. After we worked together and I sort of watched her a little closer because you get busy with the mom life and not being in the world necessarily, become a huge fan, watching her closely going, damn, she's really something special of this generation. She continues later on. She really delivered, and I bought into the hype too. I'm like, yeah, that would be cool. And so, we worked really well together. We had never met before, and then we connected when she became pregnant. Just those moments where moms just connect, right? I sent her, hey, congrats, or good luck with the delivery, and then, oh, breastfeeding, and just everything. So we bonded over that. We became good friends outside of wrestling. It was completely removed from wrestling. It was just mama friends, which was cool. And then, yeah, as you know, as you get to work with somebody, you become super, super close with them. And we get to really explore each other, explore friendships, and dig into each other's brains. And we just wanted this to become something. Because it got, there's storylines, things like that. But at the end of the day, it's this epic generational face-off that you can never have again. You will never have that dynamic. When are you going to have LeBron and Jordan? When are you going to have Ali Tyson? It was kind of that. So that's like fantasy matchup stuff that people talk about where they're like, oh, this is so cool. We have the opportunity. And I mean, there was definitively one of those two words, Rock Hogan. Hold on. Definitely. Yeah, there's definitely Rock Hogan. There's that. But I can't recall where there was ever sort of a generational face-off like that for women, right? Yeah, you tell him, little woman pumpkin. Say, I'll take your booties any day. You bring it. Wait, what's that old rock shirt? It's like, you bring the ass, I'll bring the boot or something like that. I mean, as far as that goes, this is no shade towards Trish Stratus. If you came up to me prior to this Becky Trish match and were like, hey, give me two women superstars of the past that can still wrestle, that would define like, ooh, hi, that would be like a generation versus generation match. I'm not going to lie to you, I would have definitely said Lita over Trish. Not because Trish is bad, it's just, ignore the mic moving, Pumpkin's rubbing against the office cat. It's just like, if I were you, I forgot what I said. My cat threw me off. But, okay, yeah. If I were to give you a generation-defining performance, it would be Lita before Trish. Not any shot towards Trish, but it's just, I don't think of Trish prior to this run as, like, the diva. You know what I mean? Or the woman of that generation. Oh my god, my cat's being a cat. I'm trying to read my script for, like, next segment, and she just stepped on the V key. Alright, hi everybody, I'm back. This will be a seamless transition for you all, but this is just a little plug real quick to definitely check out the links in the description below, because I just looked at the runtime for this episode and had to cut, like, half the script. Holy crap. Here's my, like, one sentence, like, one real quick. Ready? Jackson Riker is now a cop. I just found that as a just funny little plug. I mean, alright. Congrats for him. Backstage news on Jade Cargill finishing up with AEW. Despite making her recent return to AEW, word quickly emerged that her contract is finishing up, or she's finishing up with the organization. There we go. With her match against Statlander to be her final appearance, allegedly, for the company. In case you haven't heard about it, I'm going to give a little bit of a rundown. In a recent report from Fightful Select, it stated that the September 13th taping in Cincinnati could be her last appearance for the company. And recently, sources within AEW and WWE both reportedly believe that Cargill is a WWE bound, with AEW bringing her back the past week to wrap up her storyline with Statlander before she leaves. The Fightful also reported that that report also states that rumors in the AEW and WWE locker room point towards her joining WWE. I think I just repeated myself there. Sorry, I kind of copy and pasted this, but I digress. While nothing is confirmed at this point, and there is every chance that she could remain in AEW, there's no confirmation to the status of her deal, like her contract with AEW or anything like that. And let's see here. I'm just looking through it because I haven't reported on it, so I took all the reports from the past X amount of days on it. One says one thing, one says another thing, so I'm just doing this. Right now, the report is that she's going to sign for WWE, like I just said. Right now, they believe that if she was to join, she would join in NXT because she doesn't have that much experience in the pro wrestling world, so to speak. There's also hold on, I'm just reading through these real quick. I didn't pre-read this one, sorry. Whilst have been strongly hinted that she could join WWE, nothing set in stone, although there's belief if she is to jump ship, do so immediately, with her AEW deal believed to be structured in a way that could allow her to sign with WWE, seemingly with no non-complete clause in place. Cargill herself has not explicitly stated as much. It's kind of obvious she wouldn't, but I figured I'd throw that in there. And she's telling people right now she wants to focus her time on her family and on her softball team that she co-owns. Apparently on the September 11th Raw tapings, her name was the subject of backstage chatter. And it's not money motivated if she makes a jump, apparently. Let's see here. Yeah, this is what I was trying to get at. Some AEW reportedly believe that Cargill is headed to WWE for NXT brand. So that'll be interesting to see if she's going to be NXT. And some also believe that she could be in the main, on the main roster. So it's just all along the place. Let's see here. No deal's still been completed. They're allegedly going to part ways. AEW and Cargill is due to her deal expiring, and the two sides are being far apart in valuation when it came to money. Okay, so they're not agreeing on money right now. Again, if you want to see this article verbatim, it's in all of them are in the links in the description below. Again, it's insinuated that they're probably going to bring her in, presumably to NXT, just because her skill level's not the same as the main rosters right now, so it gives her a little bit more time to get exposure while also getting used to... I almost said while getting used to working camera. Bro, do you remember where she's coming from? She's more than used to TV. Alright, next one. AEW star pulled from indie show due to injury. Yeah, so this one sucks and just popped up out of nowhere. Wheeler Yuta was scheduled to wrestle at Lehigh Valley Apparel Creations. There's more to that, sorry. Steel Stack SmackDown 2 event in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania this coming Saturday. But the LVAC, the Lehigh Valley Apparel Creations, announced that Yuta is injured and not medically cleared to compete. Quote, unfortunately, At-Willer Yuta has suffered an injury and is unable to compete this Saturday. Oh my god, this is a tongue twister. Why am I even going to try it? Alright. At Still Stacked SmackDown 2. We have, however, confirmed his participation in the pre-show. We have, however, confirmed his participation in the pre-show meet and greet, get an autograph and a photo op with one of the hottest rising stars of televised wrestling. End quote. So yeah, he'll still be at the meet and greet at least. That's cool. There's no word yet on the nature of Yuta's injury or how long he might be on the shelf, though. That sucks, though. I mean, like, he was doing pretty freaking good. I mean, it's Wheeler Yuta. He's always going to do good. I'm just going to do this one as a snippet. I had, like, a paragraph, but I have a big subject. I'm sure you all know what I'm getting at. So I'm just going to do this one as a snippet. Sorry in advance to the participating people. Jon Moxley considers Bryan Danielson the greatest pro wrestler that ever lived. And boy howdy is he right. I think there was something the other day that, I forget where, but Moxley was doing an interview with somebody and he said that Bryan Danielson is the great... Oh wait, I just said that one. Sorry, the other one. He said that Bryan Danielson will be missed. Something along the lines of like, he's a great wrestler and he's going to be missed when he has to retire. And right now, I'm just like, I'm appreciating it until it's gone. And I think that's kind of the gist of what he said too. Like, appreciate Bryan Danielson while we still have him. Gosh, Bryan Danielson is such an amazing wrestler. I have kept up with Bryan Danielson / Daniel Bryan for way too effing long. And I'm so glad life has been semi-kind to him. I would say for the most part it's been kind to him. But, alright. Next one. Alright, I usually don't like to end, be a Debbie Downer, so to speak. Sorry if your name's Debbie. Shout out to Debbie, I suppose. Debbie, come back. Why'd you leave the family? Sorry. But yeah, I don't like to end on a sad note. But this is like the subject. So I don't know why I didn't begin with this one, but that's on me. Anyway, WWE lays off over 100 employees following the UFC-WWE merger. Mike Johnson, a Pro Wrestling Insider, reports that the layoff for September 15th had been completed, and over 100 employees were let go. Asterisk, whenever I did this, it was like 3 or 4 p.m., something like that. So that's why that was big news. Ignoring the fact that it's September 16th. I hope September 15th. Whatever. All right. Johnson wrote that again, this is just going to be verbatim, so I'm just quoting the source on this one. Johnson wrote that some divisions were hit hard by the layoffs, specifically the Insights and Analytics team. Oof. Which had over 20 members, lost 17 employees. Oof. The marketing, graphic design, and live event departments were also affected. Johnson noted that not all divisions deal with layoffs, and some smaller divisions or teams were not included in the cuts. Per Johnson, no talent releases were made, and none were scheduled for Friday. So I'm going to put a little pin in that real quick. So there was a rumored one. I have not... Good job, Pumpkin. I'm just playing. You're okay. Wow. Oh. Again, just playing. You're okay. So I haven't, looked into this, but there was a rumor that I overheard that Elias was released. I'll get back to you tomorrow on that, or whenever the next time I do one of these. When it comes to all these releases and whatnot, I hope to do them day to day, but gosh, I don't know how much I can handle, because some people on the roster are going to have to be released, and that's going to suck. Alright. So there's another... sorry, I meant to say this off the bat, but I'm just going to tell you now. I've grouped together, several different articles here. So we just finished one. So here's another one. Another WWE departure. Notes on the mood at WWE HQ, talk on talent cuts and more. That's the name of this one. The other one's name was WWE lays off 100 employees following WWE UFC merger. But I feel like that's a great way just to summarize it all. Anyway, into the article. Andrew Levine Levine was also let go by WWE today in a post-acquisition layoffs, according to PW Insider. Levine was working as WWE's Vice President of International and Platform Strategies and came to WWE in May 2018 after almost 3 years with Districity and 1 year with Green Matters. I don't know, companies. I don't know legal talk, but it sucks that somebody lost a job. Recurring theme, by the way. Word from WWE HQ is that WWE Network and Podcasting Division were hit hard with layoffs today. There's no word yet on who or how many were let go from these areas. Let me see. Network and Podcasting? No, that's not what we just talked about. So, there are talk among WWE employees that at least 40 to 50 people have been let go, and likely more. Holy shit. That sucks. I'm sorry to say it so bluntly like that, but God, that's rough. The rumor at WWE HQ is that a good percentage of the company's staff are being let go, but a hard number has not been confirmed as of now. People at HQ are said to be on pins and needles while waiting to hear from Human Resources, or the all-clear internal memo at the end of the day once all layoffs have been made. According to the article, they noted before how employees were asked to stay home and work today so that HR could handle the layoffs calls privately. That's good PR, I suppose. Privately and respectfully. The fact that everyone was separated has added to the sense of unease at HQ, at WWE HQ, especially since in the case of those already cut, they will not get a chance to personally return to the office and say their goodbyes or pick up their belongings. So today brings an unceremonious end to their time with the company. I don't know if that's just speculation or facts. If that's facts that they can't return to the company to get their belongings, I hope they receive them somehow. Like, I hope WWE, sends them to them or something. Or, lets them have their goodbyes or something like that. Because that's gotta suck. Especially if you made friends and you're like, oh, don't worry. Tomorrow I'm going to get in contact with them. And tomorrow comes and you're released or they're released. God. Make sure to tell people you love them. And make sure to always get in contact with that one person you want to. Okay, I don't know if you could hear it in my voice or not, but I started to stress due to this stress. So a lot of anxieties in my tone right now. Sorry, it's not intentional. It's just I'm reading this live and it's hitting me that, man, easily 100 people have probably lost their jobs today. Or as of yesterday. And another corporation's going on while people are unemployed now. That fucking sucks. It was reported last night that talent cuts would not likely happen today, in brackets September the 15th, but they have been planned for some time. PW Insider has reiterated that there are no plans for talent cuts today, as today's layoffs are mainly about cutting employees who would be considered redundant, as UFC and WWE's offices are combined under their TKO group. There's an internal belief among some that the WWE roster, the production team, on-air talents, and those who work within talent such as producers and coaches will not be a part of today's cuts. Like I said, with the exception of the rumor that maybe Elias was, I'll come back to that. I think everybody was, for lack of a better term, safe on the main roster. So there's that. Whew. Whew, heavy stuff. Alright. By the way, this is as of 3 o'clock, so I'm gonna check and see if there are any more cuts. But I have a list. As of 3 to 3:30 that says cuts include blah 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 blah. So let's see here. Is there anybody else? Alright, I don't know who I've said so far, so sorry if I'm just repeating myself. Executive Vice President of Developmental and Digital, Jamie Horowitz, has been departed from the company. He's been working there since 2021. And Executive Vice President, Head of Marketing, Catherine Newman, has left the company. Per Johnson, the person who broke this, Mike Johnson, PW Insider, she oversaw marketing, brand, community relations, entertainment relations, creative services, and photography. She's been there since June 2022. He also reported that Amanda Bloom, WWE's Director, Enterprise Master Data and Governance, had departed the company. Bloom they have been with the company for 7 years and had a key role in the technology department, specifically with metadata. Johnson wrote that Bloom was responsible for, quote, designing the foundational content data model for navigation and discovery, end quote, on the WWE network, among other responsibilities. Additionally, per Johnson, Andy Levine, WWE Vice President, International and Platform Strategy, had departed the company. Levine had been there since 2018. I think I mentioned them already. He oversaw WWE's international social and digital strategy production teams and agencies in 10-plus markets, and worked in collaboration with WWE's line of business, including programming, partnerships, marketing, monetization, brand development, talent, content, operations, rights strategy, and business planning. Additionally, Levine led WWE platform strategy team, quote, which manages partner relationships, competitive analysis, and communication to accelerate growth and revenue across programming, COMMERCE, and partnership. Oh, update. Per Johnson again, Alexa, I'm not saying that word so mine doesn't get triggered. Gotthard, Gotthardt, a manager of digital campaigns, also departed the company, and she's been with WWE since early 2022. Alright, let me see who we have. I'm reading another note. So the one I just read you was verbatim from the website, so I'm going to read what I had in my notes as of 3:30 p.m. Cuts already include Jamie Horowitz, who worked as Executive Vice President of Development and Digital. Has worked there since June 2021 after coming from DAZN, where he was Executive Vice President of Global Content. Amanda Bloom, who worked with WWE's Director of Enterprise Master Data and Governance. This is seen as a major departure, by the way. She has been with WWE for the past 7 years and was extremely important behind the scenes for the company's technology department in regards to metadata, how the companies use, scrutinize, and evaluate the material. Bloom was also responsible for designing the foundational content data model for navigation discovery on the network. I mentioned that, sorry. And managed a ton of internal classifications and categorizations to help WWE's internal technology process be as efficient as possible. They wrote, in an update, by the way, in an update, Bloom took to her LinkedIn page and issued comments about her departure. She seemingly gave a nod to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, too, by the way. I'm going to quote it. It makes me sad, because you can tell she really fucking cared about her job. Here's the quote. A day I'm not sure I thought would ever come. I'm among those affected by WWE's layoffs today, and I am updating my profile to #OpenToWork. I've been at WWE almost 8 years, more than twice as long as I've been at any other company. and by any measure, my tenure has been an enormous success. Over that time, I've had the opportunity to design and implement an enterprise data model for an organization with robust but extremely SILOED data accumulated over several years. Worked with SME across the organization to create master records and map the same word that I said earlier, data, to those records. Partner with data technology and analytics to make master... Okay, she's just listing off her things. My apologies. So I'm going to keep on going. She ends up putting like 80, not literally, but several different bullets. And then at the end, she says, above all, I can say that I fostered a data-centric mindset amongst people who had been trained to make do with subpar data, who now take pains to create, maintain, and share data that meets the high standards we implement. The best a data professional can hope for is the level of data quality won't decrease in their absence, and I am extremely optimistic in that regard. Good. Sorry, even if it's corporate BS, like, that's cool. Now I'm off to find my next challenge. Maybe you know where it is. Hashtag Kevin and Sammy forever. That sucks. You know how, like, spoiler alert, there's another name coming up. But you know how, like, there's the Warrior Award or whatever they're going to call it now, to, like, people behind the scenes that do a freaking awesome job, ironically enough, ignoring the name, but people who do, like, an amazing job behind the scenes that doesn't get acknowledged frequently. She deserves that. If she was that impactful for the company, she deserves to come back just for that. Just to accept that reward. Another name is Catherine Newman, who worked as WWE's Executive Vice President, Head of Marketing. She oversaw marketing, brand, community relations. I think I already said this one. My apologies if I'm just repeating myself. Entertainment relations, creative services, and photography. Newman joined the WWE in June 2022 after working as Chief Marketing Officer at Manchester United Media. In the wake of the WWE-UFC merger to form TKO, WWE reportedly laid off 100 corporate staff members on Friday. Among them was Dana Warrior, according to PW Insider. I'm sure the article does, but right in front of my face. It doesn't specify if, like, she was released from... I think she had a role in creative, if I'm not mistaken. It's not specified if she was released from that, or if she was released from, like, doing the Warrior Award, or I don't know what position that would be, or what. I didn't see specifics on that. Maybe it says it in the link. Just like anything else, this is a smooth way to circle it all around. And just like anything else, if you want to check on those links, they'll be in the description below. Do me a favor. If you like this video, time to humble brag real quick, right? I put a lot of hard work in this. If you like hearing this boy talk about stupid shit, make sure to like it. Thumbs up, favorite, subscribe. Wait, favorite doesn't exist anymore. It's not 2005, Dylan. You get what I'm saying. Just let me know, like, you appreciated it somehow. I appreciate that. Anyway, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow with another thing of daily news. If not, I'll have a gameplay video up. Worst case scenario, Wednesday, I might drop a random video like I dropped How Well Do I Know Every WWE Wrestler. If you want to watch that, see my trivial knowledge. Man. Well, this was expected, but it's still rough. Anyway, keep your heads up. Life's good. Love you guys. See you later.